We all cherish a bit of nostalgia in our lives, whether it's through classic video games, revisiting familiar places, or reminiscing with old friends. Sometimes, especially when life feels overwhelming, those comforting memories become something we rely on. They offer a sense of peace and familiarity, a safe place we can always return to when we need it most. The Giant strikes a powerful balance between nostalgia and mystery, pulling players into something both familiar and unsettling. What begins as a return to the classic zombies map Derice quickly unravels into something deeper. As the presence of the premise crew and carefully hidden Easter eggs weave a darker, more complex narrative. For those who expected just another remake, this map challenges that assumption, hinting that beneath the surface lies a story far more twisted and unexpected than it first appears. A story that makes more and less sense as we continue through the DLCs of Black Ops 3, but I digress. During the launch of Call of Duty Black Ops 3, there were two launch maps. Kind of. Shadows of Evil, and then if you paid an extra $5, you could play the Giant, which was also available during release. I'm more than confident that most players during the release of Black Ops 3 chose this map over Shadows of Evil at the time. This is firstly due to the simplicity and familiar atmosphere, and let me tell you, the Giant really provided a new, breathtaking atmosphere this time around. As much as we love the old look and style of video games, the Giant welcomed new and returning players with open arms, providing the haunting themes parts of this map has to offer, which reign supreme compared to its previous predecessor from World at War, or even Black Ops 1. You can tell Treyarch really put in the work with their new graphical engine, which is a heavily modified version of the Black Ops 2 graphical engine, which was now called IW 3.0. This engine really allowed a simplistic, cold, and eerie map like Derice to shine once more for players to delve into. The casting shadows of flames or zombies lurking around the corners, the dimly lit and disturbing rooms when you roam around the facility, all these aspects of the map help amplify this dark, claustrophobic, tight-cornered map as you progress through the rounds. If you spend the time to roam around and really take a look at some of the objects sprinkled around the facility, you'll realize how odd and disturbing this place really is. The containers with brains floating inside of them, or the random spines laid around. If you're an OG player, however, it can be tough to not compare the old from the, at the time, new. Derice captured a lot of hearts. It made people feel something special when they were getting into zombies, whether it came to playing in public lobbies, trying to be the first to get the ray gun or the Wunderwaffe, or camping on the balcony. Now, don't get me wrong, the Giant is just as chaotic, or even more chaotic due to the faster zombies and general gameplay Black Ops 3 has to offer. But for those who are more experienced players from the previous titles, something can definitely feel like it's missing when you boot up the map if you are still stuck in your old ways. It's weird to think how players prefer something older, even if, and I say if with big quotations because this isn't the case for all games, if a newer iteration of a game or product generally incorporates enhanced functionalities and optimizations, resulting in improved overall performance and a more refined user experience. This will naturally be the better product to use. Let's take a look at Oblivion Remastered, for example. I love this game, but I also love how they kept all the bugs and issues which were present from the original released version back in 2006. The game still holds that weird quirkiness, yet the unmistakable nostalgia of the original game still thrives in Cyrodiil, lingering across the map as you venture through its vast terrain. It really is interesting when we come across scenarios such as these, since we as gamers love when we can experience something we already experienced fresh again. Let's dive into the actual flow of the map, because a small map like the Giant always intrigues me when the casual or experienced players would rather return to it than Shadows of Evil or Gorod Krovi. These other maps, which not only contain far more gameplay variety and replayability, but overall depth compared to the Giant. One of the major elements changed in the map was the perks being switched around per game. Although this change is simple, it can really affect your flow or progression through your rounds of zombies. If Juggernog or Double Tap is available through your first couple of doors you open, you're going to be safe and set for a little while longer. with the variety of perks available on this map as well, along with the additional speed cola or deadshot which was added. The crutch perk effect isn't as much of a problem as it was within the other Black Ops 3 maps due to the general gameplay of the Giant and lack of elements you're faced with, unlike Zetsubo or Gorod Krovi, as I've mentioned before. However, although the original map design and layout of the Giant was created nearly 20 years ago, it is amazing how even though, as zombie players, when we are given the choice between all these maps Black Ops 3 has to offer, the Giant still stands its ground. A map like this will always be a fan favorite deep within our hearts. There is so much complexity within the simplicity of this map with how it is going to be playing out for casual and veteran players. For casuals, once you reach around 10 or 15, you'll seriously feel the pressure from the zombies beginning to run and sprint towards you, since the difficulty from Black Ops 2 to 3 had some significant changes. But even for veteran players, after around 30, you need to make some serious planning to get through the higher rounds. Any exploits that were present in World at War are no longer available in the Giant, and this isn't a bad thing, but it can take away that original feeling of nostalgia. This could also be an aspect that players could be desiring from the good old days. Being able to stand off the ledge on the balcony, for example, was so iconic back in the day. Exploits are usually complicated in other games, but in zombies, as long as the zombies cannot reach you within the boundaries of the map, then they have been exploited. It really is as simple as that. There are other things such as weapon manipulation or glitches with the pack-a-punch system and so on, but other exploits such as these could be talked about more in depth in another video. But let's just stick with the Giant. Going back and speaking about high rounds for veteran players, the development team had to make some major changes with the map to compensate for the behavior of the zombie AI and just natural difficulty curve. There were some issues in the original when it came to not just the layout of the map, but actual progression from one area to another, where your character would get stuck or stumped. If this were to happen in Black Ops 3, well, let's just say you wouldn't be a happy camper. But the Giant's simple map design feels so smooth with the new movement system Black Ops 3 introduced. You can make it from the back teleporter to the entrance around 10 seconds when slide jumping properly, since with the proper changes to the map's tight corners and hit detection from the player models, the map and character movement now work harmoniously together instead of working against each other like it used to before. Another aspect that might also take away that sweet taste of nostalgia is the special rounds with the dogs. Not to complain, but the dogs are literally balloons in this version of zombies, posing absolutely no threat to the players, and you can use any weapon of your choice. Even the worst weapons, if you want, could still take them out. In World at War, you would at least need to have a decent weapon or proper playstyle, so you wouldn't be taken down by them. Not only were the Hellhounds tanky, but an actual threat. It just kept the general gameplay interesting and switched it up once in a while. Apart from side Easter eggs and the main flytrap Easter egg we all know and love, the Giant was then, and still to this day, is a representation of the interesting complexities between simple and complex gameplay. It is refreshing being able to load up a map and casually run some rounds until the 20s where your weapons start to drop off. It is also fun and refreshing sweating your ass off trying to train the zombies in such tight spaces, shooting them with your double pack-a-punched weapon, and scrambling again to recollect all the zombies without getting cornered or caught in the horde. The Giant is one of those maps you can always lean off of for a fun time. Just like a friend you can always hang out with and have a laugh, the Giant offers so much flavor and passion within this new rendition. The history still lingers around, while still introducing new complexities and elements to mix things up for a good time. What do you think of the Giant? Do you think this map relives and exceeds beyond what Doris was offering, or do you think this map was mainly powered and pushed forward to the players for nostalgic reasons? If you enjoy my videos, make sure to like and subscribe. Even share this video around, because any support is great support and I always appreciate you guys. Want to see more documentary-like videos? Check out these guys here. Thank you again for taking the time to watch this. I hope you're all doing well, and I'll see you soon.